Keep those shovels handy. How much snow can you expect to get from a winter storm this evening? Plus, Russian military forces invade Ukraine. The latest there as the U.S. and other nations react to Russia's invasion. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for joining us. We'll going to get you up to date on all the events in Ukraine in a moment. But first, we are under a weather alert day. Winter storm is headed our way this afternoon and this evening. Let's head to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. This is not the snowstorm.
This is not the storm system that's moving in for tonight. This is the lake effect snow machine. It kicked up overnight and it is still in play. I will admit the expectation was that this was going to be wrapped up by the time we got you towards lunchtime. But Lake Michigan has said, no way, Jose. I'm keeping things going. And so you look at radar and you see the moisture really between I-3990 and I-94 north in Milwaukee, where it starts to come I-93. Janesville, you all have been in this since overnight. It's been snowing there. A lot of this probably not sticking, though, because there's not a lot of deep moisture with it. Jefferson County has been in these snow showers as well, and so has Dane County. What's kind of fun about this is radar does not pick up the flurries that we're seeing on the western part of Dane County because they're too low in the atmosphere. So the radar beam is scanning above what's actually falling there. But that being said, our main batch of moisture that is moving into the picture, that arrives this evening, and it's going to be impactful. We have an alert day in that forecast for this afternoon and tonight. We're talking about 1 to 3 inches of snow. Some spots may even see upwards of 4. Mark, we have the details on that coming up.
All right, we'll get all the timing from you in just a few minutes. Thank you, Chris. And stay up to date on the weather in our First Warn Forecast weather app. It has hourly forecasts, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. We're continuing to follow that breaking news out of Ukraine. You're taking a live look at the White House, where President Biden is expected to address the nation soon on the Russian invasion of Ukraine. That address scheduled to start at about 12:30 right after this broadcast. CBS will have a special report from the White House at that time, and we'll be sure to take you there as soon as that happens. Meantime, President Biden spoke with Ukrainian President Zelensky overnight, and he huddled with his national security team this morning as Russia continued to invade Ukraine. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
14.
The U.S. government is also on high alert for potential Russian cyber attacks. On Tuesday, a senior FBI cyber official warned U.S. businesses and local governments they should be vigilant against potential ransomware attacks. And days earlier, multiple U.S. agencies issued a similar warning to executives and major U.S. banks. That's according to people with knowledge of both meetings. Right now, there's a lot going on in Ukraine with new information coming in constantly. We're keeping track of all those updates in a special section of channel3000.com. There you'll find the latest news from Ukraine and what the U.S. and its allies are doing. You can find that section right on the homepage. Just scroll down to Crisis in Ukraine. And again, we'll take you to President Biden's address when that begins. In other news, the CDC is changing the metrics used to determine COVID-19 restrictions, including mask wearing. The CDC says community levels of disease will not be determined by cases alone, but rather cases that led to significant consequences like hospitalizations and death. The CDC says it's adjusting the metric for 2 main reasons. More people are vaccinated, and the Omicron variant symptoms are relatively mild. Meanwhile, new data shows U.S. COVID cases have dropped 90% since mid-January. Johns Hopkins University says cases dropped from more than 802,000 daily cases to less than 80,000 over a 6-week period. COVID hospitalizations are also falling. The Department of Health and Human Services says there are currently about 53,000 COVID-19 patients in the U.S. Well, there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon.
Wall Street skids after Russia invades Ukraine and an influx of cash to speed up the flow of goods in the U.S. I'm Diane King Hall at the CBS Broadcast Center. I'll have those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report.
you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed? Just $89.
Steinhaffel's biggest President's Day sale has been extended. There's still time to save big. Start with 35 to 55% off throughout the entire store. And then get great bonus buys, like this accent chair, now just $99. A swivel bar stool, only $2.99. Beautyrest Queen mattress, just $3.99. This queen bed, only $7.99. All this and so much more. Steinhaffel's biggest President's Day sale ever has been extended. Relax, it's Steinhaffel's.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Do you suffer from erectile dysfunction? Peak Performance for Men uses an advanced form of acoustic wave therapy, restoring normal and natural functionality where it counts most. Call now and receive an ultrasound. Your initial consultation all for free. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
If you stutter on the phone, speech-to-speech is for you.
Hi, Nihada. This is Andy Smith, and I was calling to see if our home loan has been approved.
A specially trained operator revoices a conversation to the person on the other end of the line.
Hi, Nahada. This is Andy Smith, and I was calling to see if our home loan has been approved.
Oh, Andy, we have great news. You've been approved for the full amount.
To learn more about speech-to-speech relay service, go to wisconsinrelay.com.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed? Just $89.
Wall Street tanked in early trade as investors reacted to news of Russia invading Ukraine. Blue chips are already in correction territory, meaning the Dow has dropped 10% from its high, while the tech sector is in bear market territory. Wall Street's so-called fear gauge, the VIX, spiked to the highest level of the year. On the earnings front, Moderna turned in its quarterly report card and it easily beat expectations. The company says profit rose to $4.9 billion. Its coronavirus vaccine pulled in more than $17 billion. Hundreds of millions of dollars are being set aside to unclog U.S. ports. The White House is funneling $450 million in federal aid to help restore the flow of goods in the U.S. The backup has led to rising prices, fueling inflation across the country. Individual ports can apply for the aid and use the money to loosen bottlenecks by expanding terminals or constructing new piers. And today is National Chili Day. People can celebrate with deals from Dickies by ordering pickup, curbside, or delivery. The chain is offering several mashups like brisket chili and a chili mac and cheese combo. And Skyline is doing a National Chili Day sweepstakes with first, second, and third place prizes, including gift cards for up to $100. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Diane King Hall.
Let's take a look at Wall Street. Do not check your 401ks today. The Dow Industrial is down 740 points. The NASDAQ down almost 70. The S&P 500 down almost 52. Every year, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety reveals its top safest cars. Dina Demetrius shows us who made the cut.
From small SUVs to large pickup trucks, Today's vehicles are better at protecting drivers and passengers. This year, 101 models earned a Top Safety Pick or Top Safety Pick Plus award from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, 11 more than last year. The Hyundai Motor Group, which includes Kia and Genesis, leads the way with 21 awards. The Volkswagen Group also owns Audi and earned 11. Volvo was given 10 of the top awards.
Cars continue to improve both in terms of how well they protect the occupant if you get involved in a crash and the increasing amount of technology to help prevent a collision to begin with.
IIHS President David Harkey says automakers are also receiving high marks for better headlights.
So it has to provide really good visibility for the driver and keep the glare reduced for the oncoming driver.
But car companies will have to try harder to earn an award next year. The IIHS is going to adopt tougher standards, including a new side impact test,
which is going to be a much tougher test, run at a higher speed and with a heavier barrier.
And pedestrian crash prevention systems will also undergo tests at night.
A lot of pedestrian fatalities occur at night, and so it's really important that these systems that are designed to prevent pedestrian collisions work well at night.
Harkey believes tougher tests will lead to improved safety features that can save lives. Dina Demetrius, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Up next at noon, Pam Yankee has your latest ag numbers, plus accumulating snow brings another weather alert day today. Chris has the latest forecast when we come back.
It's your last chance to get our very best deals of the season, including doorbusters up to 65% off. Plus, take bonus holiday discounts off our sale prices in-store and online. And interest-free financing for 5 years. The biggest President's Day sale in Wisconsin is on now at Ashley.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-Day Challenge.
Instead of being impartial, media outlets have become advocates for the Democrat Party. They got Joe Biden, who campaigned from his basement, elected president. Now they're covering up the disasters his policies created by attacking and censoring anyone who exposes the failures. But they can't hide inflation, higher gas prices, and rising crime from the people devastated by them. I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message. I will continue to ask questions and uncover the truth.
It's your last chance to save at Furniture and Appliance Mart's President's Day blowout sale. Millions of dollars worth of inventory in stock and ready to go. All with no interest financing for 18 months. No one in Wisconsin has appliance offers like these at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley of Madison.
Imagine a doctor that comes to you. It's happening right here in Dane County.
We can do healthcare better for less.
Susan Simon shows you how it works and what patients think of these modern-day house calls. Tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Clever marketing has made vaping attractive to kids and teenagers, but is it really safer than cigarettes?
Tomorrow morning, our Time for Kids expert lays out some serious health risks.
Out of the snow and into the weekend. I've got the forecast tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report. Hopefully your numbers are better than Wall Street's.
You know, it's crazy. When I was in early this morning, I come into the office about 2. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down more than 800 points, and our corn, soybeans, and wheat were skyrocketing higher. Wheat is still locked up the limit because that is a region where the world depends on a lot of wheat. Now, most of that was shipped out about 8 months ago when they harvested their wheat in areas like the Ukraine and Russia, but still, the market was up the limit. Then the big question starts to be, if there are sanctions that go into place, if that region turns into a no-go as far as transportation, the world still has to find a source for corn and soybeans. And early this morning, they were all coming to the United States. Heavy volume on our new crop corn and new crop soybeans this morning, but that has since tapered. It has nothing to do with the Ukraine situation, but instead, this morning at USDA's Ag Outlook Forum in Washington, D.C., they started to predict what farmers are going to plant this year, and that has taken our corn market down and our soybean market down tremendously. They are predicting farmers are going to plant 92 million acres of corn, which is slightly lower than a year ago, and 88 million acres of soybeans. That's up almost a million acres from last year. Wheat acres are expected to go higher than a year ago, with both winter and spring wheat here in the United States at 48 million acres. That would be the highest we've seen since 2016. So that fact, that information from USDA has really kind of countered some of the Russian-Ukraine market move that we saw earlier today. I do want growers to really be paying attention to what's going on in light of the Ukrainian invasion, because these markets are catching a lot of attention. A lot of money wants to move into commodities as kind of safe haven while they figure out what financial currencies are going to look like, not just here in the United States, but around the world. So it is a volatile situation, one that's changing quickly. If you don't want to go it alone, contact a broker or an advisor and make sure they're holding your hand. Barrel cheese today up a penny and a half at $1.95. 40-pound block cheese up 2 3/4 cents at $2.01 3/4. Double A butter up 2 1/4 at $2.66 1/4 per pound. But you know how it goes, Mark. When these things, as you pointed out, start happening, news happens very fast. Markets react even faster.
Yeah, I think we all need a big hug.
For sure. Like you said, don't look at your 401k.
Yeah, not today. Just wait a few weeks. Thank you, Pam. Here's meteorologist Chris Reese now with your latest forecast as the lake effect snow continues.
The lake effect snow does continue. We're going to take a look at that, but also we're going to focus on the alert day that we do have in the forecast. That's this afternoon and tonight. 1 to 3 inches of snow. Some spots may even see upward to 4. Because of this, and because of the impact that this is going to have to your evening commute, the National Weather Service has winter weather advisories really for all of southern Wisconsin, but you still don't have any advisories for Juneau and Adams and then Marquette and Green Lake counties, but it's still going to snow there. It just won't be as much. The heaviest of that is going to focus its way over southern portions of the area. That being said, we're still expecting this to hang out until after 3 o'clock, but once we get towards dinner time, that moves on in. I still expect the heaviest between dinner and midnight, and then things start to taper off during the overnight hours. But we're going to see an impact to your travel. By 2:30, still only the minor impacts with what we're seeing from the lake effect snow out there. But by 5 o'clock, those moderate impacts are starting to sneak into the picture now, and we keep those moderate impacts around through about midnight. Once we get beyond midnight, we'll start to see our impacts lighten up, and then we're pretty much at none by the time we get towards 5:30 in the morning on your Friday. Here's radar right now. You see our lake effect snow still hanging out. This is radar to our south and west. Our system for tonight actually getting itself together right now. So we're talking steady snowflakes flying over parts of Omaha into central Iowa. All of this will continue to fill in as it works its way closer to us as we go throughout the rest of this afternoon. Here's the lake effect snow, though. That machine's still kicking. Let's go down to Janesville and Beloit. You're still seeing a lot of the snowflakes show up on radar. What's fun is the snowflakes that don't show up on radar, because there's a lot of that's not being picked up, but it is out there flying. We move up towards Jefferson County, Lake Mills, Fort Atkinson, Watertown, and the snowflakes are still flying for you guys. They're still going to be flying for us in Madison too, but we're getting the lighter side of the snow globe. The snow globe is a little bit more intense for our friends just to the east, but here's how things begin to change for us throughout the rest of today. 1:30, we might start to see a little bit more of that radar lighting up to our south, but it's not until really 6:30, 7, 8 o'clock that widespread snowfall is going to be expected right here over southern Wisconsin. Temperatures at this point are going to be in the teens. They're hovering around 18. That's something to watch, because remember, salt isn't really effective once you get to 18 degrees and below. So we're going to watch things. I'm sure our road crews will be putting out a lot of sand. By 1:30, the heaviest of the snow closer to Milwaukee at this point, the Mississippi River, things are starting to wind down, and they will be all wrapped up by the time we get towards 4 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So once we get through this, we're talking about 2 to 3 inches of snow, depending on where you are. The farther you are towards Milwaukee, that's where your snow totals have the chance to be just a little bit higher. But after this, folks, look at how we dry out. Yeah, sunshine all the way until a chance for rain next Friday. Something else I really want to point out, Monday through Friday next week, I have highs in the 40s.
Enjoy the snow while you can, I guess.
So enjoy the snow while you can. But I will also tell people that it could just be full spring number 2. Yeah. And we still have 3rd winter to go.
It's that time of the year. So the afternoon commute in Madison should be okay, but to the west, not so much.
The afternoon commute starting out in Madison, I believe it'll be okay. But as we get to the tail end of that commute, things are going to go downhill. So if you have the opportunity to leave early today, take advantage of that.
Okay, I will. Thank you, Chris. All right, let's get to our top story of the day since we had some issues at the top of the hour. President Biden spoke with Ukrainian President Zelensky overnight, and he huddled with his national security team this morning as Russia continues to invade Ukraine. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
Explosions rock cities throughout Ukraine, and Russian tanks could be seen crossing the border as Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine has begun.
Peace on our continent has been shattered. We now have war in Europe on a scale and of a type we thought belonged to history.
President Biden called the attack a needless act of aggression against Ukraine and global peace and security. He also said Russia alone is responsible for the death and destruction this attack will bring.
This is unprovoked. This is killing civilians. This is definitely a war crime that President Putin will pay for.
The president has warned of unprecedented sanctions against Russia in response. President Biden has said U.S. forces will not fight in Ukraine, but thousands of U.S. troops are positioned in nearby NATO member countries.
NATO is now going to have functionally a border right up against a hostile Russia-controlled Ukraine.
Thursday morning, cars lined up at the border checkpoint into Poland as people try to flee Ukraine any way they can.
What are your immediate plans?
None. Get to the U.S. Assistance Center down the line and then ask them where to go and what to do, what they think is best.
U.S. forces in Poland have already set up camps to begin receiving refugees. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, Howard gets distracted while working in the Mr. Food test kitchen.
For some of us, meatloaf is the ultimate comfort food. While for others, meatloaf is a singer that had us singing Paradise by the Dashboard Lights over and over again. Join us as we take you on a tasty journey.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
No matter what's going on outside, we all want to be warm and cozy inside, especially this winter. We're USA Insulation, and we fix cold homes. When you have inferior insulation, it doesn't matter how much you crank up your furnace. Your expensive warm air still leaks out of your walls and attic. When we inject our premium foam into your walls, it's like wrapping a coat around your entire home. And just wait until you see how much money that saves you. So stop freezing and start saving.
USA Insulation.
Memories matter. This bend on Cox Hollow Lake was one of Dad's favorite fishing holes. Crest Funeral and Cremation Service helped us make sure he's never forgotten. Making it personal. It's how you heal. We are Crest. We truly believe your memories matter.
We know car accidents happen every day. Unfortunately, many of us don't know our rights when it happens to us. Victims often settle too soon and can't cover medical bills or long-term effects from the accident. Contact the personal injury attorneys at Gingras, Thompson & Walks for a free consultation if you've suffered injury or loss due to a car accident. GTW attorneys are consistently recognized as the best and have won some of the biggest settlements and awards for their clients. Gingras, Thompson & Walks.
From working out to catching up, and of course, game night, your home is the groundwork for all of life's awesome moments. This is Tom Coyle. My family and I say thank you. We're proud to have been a part of this community for 77 years. And during our 77th anniversary event, carpet installation is just $77. Coil Carpet One Floor & Home. Beautiful, made affordable. Locally owned and operated since 1945.
Save on your fave at the Century House. Right now, get $200 off stressless signature base recliners, classic base recliners with power, and new stressless cross base recliners. Or get a free accessory with purchase. It's time for stressless. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
As I was putting together some thoughts for today's meatloaf segment, I went online to see what fun facts I could find about this main dish. So I searched for fun facts about meatloaf. From there, I discovered how meatloaf varies from country to country. Like, did you know that some folks bury an egg in the middle of their meatloaf? And others add chopped fruit. On that page, there were also a bunch of links to trips to Germany, where meatloaf was first created. And you know what? I clicked on one of them to get more information about a trip. Then I clicked on another link, and it took me to a page all about Meatloaf, the singer. Did you know his real name is Marvin Lee Aday? I loved the album Bat Outta Hell so much that I ordered a remastered version of it. From there, I clicked on another link that said, to make a good meatloaf, you need a good meatloaf pan, which took me to a website that sells stuff for your bed, bath, and beyond. Besides buying the pan, I ordered a comforter and some flameless candles for our guest room. It turned out to be quite an expensive afternoon. Fortunately, you don't have to go through all of that to get the recipe for our crispy fried meatloaf. All you have to do is visit our website. Let me tell you, this is one of the best and most highly reviewed recipes on our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found many marvelous meatloaf ways for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Well, Howard had a busy afternoon there. Wow. It's time to introduce you to our pet of the week, Pearl. Pearl's an adult female who starts out shy but is friendly and curious. She's used to living with other rabbits and loves veggies, especially leafy greens. Pearl's looking for a family that'll spoil her. Since February is Adopt a Rescued Rabbit Month at the shelter, Pearl's adoption fee has been reduced to just $10. And there's still time to reserve your spot for the Humane Society Centennial Celebration at Toto's Gala on March 11th. Reservations close on Monday for both virtual and in-person celebrations. People celebrating in person can enjoy puppy greetings, cocktails, dinner, and dancing at the Monona Terrace. Those who wish to celebrate virtually can enjoy animal stories and dinner in a box from the comforts of your home. Make your reservations at giveshelter.org/Toto. Last week's pet, Snowball the dog, still available for adoption. Let's get him a home. If you're interested in adopting Pearl or Snowball or checking out all the other animals at the Dane County Humane Society, go to giveshelter.org. And again, we're keeping a close eye on the White House, where President Biden expected to talk about the situation in Ukraine in just a few minutes. CBS News will have a special report from the White House as soon as the speech is about to begin. So stay with us throughout the afternoon. We'll have the latest news from Ukraine through the evening right here on News 3 Now and in that special section on our website, channel3000.com. Again, we are standing by for a special report from CBS News as President Biden addresses the nation as the situation in Ukraine deteriorates. We'll see you then. Have a good afternoon.